than 20,000 people have had to leave their homes. Well, the worst hit areas are in the southwest of the province. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says the federal government stands ready to help. Let's bring in our correspondent Oliver Whitfield-Mircic for a bit more on this. So, Ollie, the first time Canada's had to deal with wildfires. Take us through the extent of these ones.
They're big. They're really, really big. That's why we're seeing this province-wide state of emergency being declared. There's 1,500 firefighters who are trying to tackle the flames. You've got 100 areas where there are active wildfires. 49 of them are uncontrolled, so these are burning completely by themselves. The state of emergency gives the authorities quite wide-ranging powers. It means that they can commandeer people's buildings in order to use them as refuges for emergency personnel. They can bring in a whole host of emergency measures, including these evacuation orders that we're seeing, such as this video taken by one person that was trying to flee that area near Lake Okanagan. And you can see there the flames so close to the freeway as they're trying to escape, really going up that mountainside, fueled by these dry conditions. More than a quarter of the area around British Columbia where these fires are taking place are in a period of active drought at the moment. So really, really warm conditions. You've got thunderstorms, lightning that's causing some of the fires, or the majority of the fires, and really just a sort of terrifying ordeal for these people to go through, especially those farm owners or people that have got animals. They haven't got enough time to get their animals with them when they're evacuating, so they're just having to leave their gates open in the hope that the animals will be able to flee to a place of safety and then come back at a later date.
Yeah, we're getting very used to seeing these kind of pictures. People film these wildfires with their mobile phones. Just not the first time, as I said, that Canada's had to deal with wildfires this summer. I've had a quick look at the forecast. There's no rain in the forecast. It's just going to be hot and dry going forward.
Yeah, it is. I think it really depends where you are in Canada. In British Columbia, dry conditions are the prevailing sort of what we're expecting to see, especially in the southwestern part of British Columbia. Other parts of Canada, in the prairies, they are getting cooler temperatures. So it's such a vast country that the picture is mixed. But if we look at the map of the wildfires for the whole country, you can see that it's not just British Columbia there on the left of the corner, the most western province of Canada. Up in the north of Canada, you've got those wide patches of red dots. The red dots meaning that these are fires that are out of control, but also on the east coast as well. And some of these fires have been going on now for more than a month. Wow. Because they're in such remote areas, you can't necessarily get the firefighting equipment there. There's not the towns and the peoples that you need to save. Because any government, the first priority is to preserve human life. And so that's where you're going to focus all the firefighting efforts. That's why we're seeing an international coordination come to the rescue of Canada here, with the likes of France, New Zealand, Mexico, all sending firefighters and equipment, because it's a big, big problem. Just to put it into perspective, though, this is huge. There's an area of land the size of Belgium that is currently being burnt in this season's wildfires in Canada. But in 2023, it was 3 times as bad. Wow. So luckily, this year, it's... For now. It's not as bad as what it was previously.
And things as well, of course, it's summer. As you say, these are pine forests up there. Wildfires are part of sort of the natural cycle of things. Wildfires do occur. I guess that this year we're seeing more intensity, higher temperatures, and perhaps more fires as a result.
Well, yeah, it's sort of like the weather pattern that we've seen across Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Central Europe, where we've got this hot weather, drought, very dry land. When you see those pictures of sort of grass areas that have turned completely yellow, elevated risk of wildfires, less water that's available. So the weather is really playing a part, and as we talk about man-made climate change, this is something that we're going to see more and more of in the years to come.